18 forever.
Lottie, please, Lottie.
I shall have her. She'll be spurned woman number 8 when I'm done with her.
Goodness.
Spurned woman number 8.
Why does he have?
Hey, what's going on? Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the beautiful Mikel Claire.
Shout out AUC Homecoming.
Your homecoming is right around the corner, which is great because it's going on in Atlanta.
That's right.
Yay, speaking of Atlanta, this is episode 5. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You need to catch up with some of the previous episodes. Don't worry, there'll be a link in the description below. Hey, just big shout out to everybody that's been leaving comments. It's been tons of fun.
Yeah.
That's why we do this, man, to make all y'all smile. So without any further ado, let's get started.
With your brooding, beautiful self.
She is the wild card of wild cards. Look at that.
Chocolate Studios.
She got the caddy.
Is that,
Unmoved, one small happy family, broken home.
Is that Tyler Perry's?
Maybe. I've never been to Tyler Perry studio, so it could be in real life.
Chocolate Studios. Goodness.
Here you go.
Thank you.
All right. You see that bag?
Yeah, I was about to say, what about the baby's backpack?
Here.
All right. Thank you.
You can't look in the trunk. The trunk. You gotta look in the trunk too, right? If you're going through the bag, the glove compartment, don't you need to?
I've been on set before where they've had like the mirror, then they look underneath your car.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dang, is that serious?
Yeah. I'm sure people would be doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah. But look how well Van is doing.
Jinx. She's doing very well. I need her trainer.
She's got the caddy.
The Kirkwood Chocolates, one and only Chocolate Land. A studio for the culture and what?
By the culture.
Those are Mr. Chocolate's old stages and studios. He's converted them into a personal office. Mr. Chocolate is very
that is Tyler Perry Studios.
So,
I remember when that used to be Fort McPherson.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Man, we got strays. Yo, man, don't come at me with that bullshit. You know how to take Christian
I'm hungry.
She's like, okay. Oh.
We're ready for you.
Oh.
Denise, they're ready for you.
Mine used to be Michelle. Still ain't crazy. Oh. Oh.
No, you know, got an aerosol like old bowling shoes.
Right?
Both of us, actually.
Really? Are you a Kirkwood Chocolate fan?
I haven't really watched his stuff in a while, so.
It's safe to assume that we're talking about Tyler Perry, right?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
It should be working now.
Oh,
Take a second to look at the hot water. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Oh, no, you're good.
He about to
I'm
holler.
sweet.
Oh, okay. Girl, we're talking. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Huh. Was an interesting cut.
Oh, we gotta cut to the show. Here we go.
Who's that?
Mikey, please mess up her hair.
Mikey.
It's funny when you're on soap operas. That's exactly how it is. There's a voice that comes over.
I like her. Put her in the scene. Mikey, place her on the stairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. She doesn't act.
Everyone acts, Miss Vanessa.
Miss Vanessa.
Lady.
Lottie?
Lottie, can you tell the mean man to shut up exactly where you did the first time?
Okay.
They should take off her visitor.
But sir, the post department has been begging us to fix it in pre.
Who are you questioning?
Understood.
Right?
He didn't
I'm
even say
like, who are you questioning?
How long's that gonna take? With the way that Mr. Chocolate shoots, you'll both still probably be done by lunch, but we just need to get her fitted. Come with me, please.
You need to take off the visitor patch, is what I'm saying. I can't get over that. Take that off.
She banged out lines quick, too.
Right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, huh. Well, that is just Sensei. Okay.
She's good.
It's one of my roommate's line sisters. My old roommate's college roommate's line sisters.
Tommy Lister Memorial Stage.
Okay, could you take me there?
I'll take you if you want.
Oh my gosh. What is happening?
Don't worry, I still like you, though. Think it's cool seeing a mother and daughter working together. How long y'all been acting?
We actually don't really act.
That is not a New Orleans accent.
Think I gotta run, but you ever got a problem with your fridge or your phone, or you just want to get coffee?
Maintenance man.
You should hit
Call
me.
me.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He did the lick. Lip lick.
Got his LL Cool J on.
He did. He was like,
You white piece of shit. I hope you get shot in the theater.
she might have gone to the wrong set.
It's a whole different project.
Yeah, they got her at the wrong set.
We weren't filming.
And then again, if it's
Excuse me.
Look, I'll
Miss,
fix it in
sorry.
post.
Have you seen my daughter?
If it's like Atlanta, it's all over the place. So
Oh
who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
The script has a woman eating a crack sandwich. Yeah.
Wow.
Mr. Chocolate is a wild boy.
Wow.
Sometimes after
Oh
church.
my gosh.
I love his rap musical about the black law professor that kills all her white students.
Oh my
That show was lit.
gosh.
Yeah, but it's not good.
Is that like a shout out?
I'm sure all of this is. All of this is.
Say what you want about Mr. Chocolate, but he's done a lot for the community.
Yep.
I'm rooting for everybody black.
Even OJ. Even OJ.
Wow.
Lord knows, I tried. And I don't know what they said about me.
You can't be slamming doors like that.
Yeah, no.
Isn't that what mothers are supposed to do?
Wow.
Oh, she was good as hell.
Amazing.
I can't do it.
No, I can't either.
Amazing. Moving on.
Lottie.
Oh no, you ain't keeping taking my child.
Gone.
Yeah, no, that ain't
Lost in the
happening.
process.
That ain't happening.
Okay, but I can't actually help you though.
He kind of looks like Paperboy a little
Technically,
bit.
but I'm also just an intern too. Here's your coffee.
Oh,
Thanks.
everybody's has like 30 roles they're playing. This is where you call earn right here.
She still got on her set.
I know, that's what's Killer Bee. Oh!
Man,
Oh!
these are fake M16s from the field war guy.
Oh!
Please, don't shoot me.
Remember old dude said
Yeah,
in the
you'd be
beginning?
surprised he has guns,
You're
yeah.
surprised how people sneak
Yeah.
guns in here.
Oh, but she really shot it in his foot. I thought it was a warning shot.
Remember I told you about the
Yeah, shoot the leg, knee, below the knee.
And then talk.
Yeah. She did that.
Oh, wait a minute. We got the labyrinth?
Mr. Chocolate? It's definitely not going to be easy to get there. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz, right? The man behind the Iron Curtain.
Yeah,
Or behind the curtain.
Iron Curtain.
I said the Iron Curtain. Behind the curtain. Think it's a real person?
Maybe.
Somebody is
But
playing
you
the
remember how
piano.
in the Wizard of Oz, it was just,
Yep.
the dude was kind of crazy.
Smoke
all over
and
the
mirrors.
place,
Yeah.
That
These
piano
are
is
his
nuts.
scripts. That's his music. It's his process.
Sounds crazy.
Big old like salamander? Is that what that is?
Oh, hello.
Hello? Remember Medea?
Piano.
Medea.
music to me. Steve Jobs made that for me.
It's the ascot for me and the green and the purple beret.
Would you like a grit?
A grit. You know what? Is that
She's
that's
right
Ern?
there on the
Think so.
Mario Van Peebles stage.
It is.
On
You
the
can hear the
Mario
voice.
Van Peebles stage.
Oh no.
Break into my queue, shoot my guard, and then tell me how to raise my child.
This is an open carry state, Miss Vanessa. You know, someone that's you.
Hot grits. Hot grits.
Got Al Green.
Yeah.
Get your Al Green on.
I'm fine.
Grits don't work on me.
Grits don't work on me.
Unprovoked.
Face it, Vanessa.
You're a cook with chocolate woman.
Wow.
But I can't get over the outfit, too.
Me neither.
18 forever.
Lottie, please, Lottie.
I shall have her. She'll be
Goodness.
spurned woman number 8 when I'm done with her.
Goodness.
Burned woman number 8.
Why does he have?
But Mikey, could you please could you call them
sorry. Of
ambulance?
course.
Are those sparrows or doves? What is on his outfit?
Oh my gosh. I will have her.
That dang ascot. Ooh, what a day.
Fun.
What a day.
You ever act a fool like that in front?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
I don't know.
Mm, I love you, baby.
Scene.
I'm always gonna be here for you.
Yo, he always watching.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be like a speaker or something. Watch her like run away or something. Back to the studio. Shot is shot, I guess.
I mean, you know.
I'm gonna make mac and cheese.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
3 o'clock.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was looking at
is there any
looking
after?
at the time. No.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
let me see.
You know, it's some, they, you know, every now and then they. Initial thoughts.
So my initial thoughts are this. So Donald Glover is a multi-talented person, right? He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a musician.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot. And with this particular project, most of it regarding Atlanta has delved more towards like the music side of everything, right?
Very true.
Right.
Very
But
true.
he's had a very large influence and been an active participant in television, like a really big one. He's been a writer. I think he may have directed some TV as
absolutely.
well. Some TV, but anyways, he was a child actor-ish per se when he did Community. So we haven't really got a chance to really jump into like that side of the narrative with him, like speaking on his experience, right? As an actor, we've seen it bled through in Atlanta through his experience as a musician.
Okay.
So to me, it was like, oh, okay, well he's using a different brush this time on this canvas, a brush that's loosely based on his truth, or I mean, it may not be loosely at all. So that's the first thing that kind of stuck out for me.
That's interesting because I didn't think about it from that perspective, which a lot of times, you know, when we view things, obviously, I mean, view this show in particular, there's many interpretations of what could be happening. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, which is really interesting. But I'm curious though, what do you think was the whole purpose of it possibly being around Tyler Perry?
Okay, so
yeah, I'm just curious.
That's what's interesting. I'll give for one,
your perspective.
This appears to be shot. It appears to be shot at Tyler Perry Studios. I saw a building that looked like a building that used to be Fort McPherson, used to be a military base right there. So I do think that they were shooting on location.
Okay.
Now, in other projects, first off, let me back up even further. Tyler Perry's gotten a lot of interesting critiques.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, right?
Every artist does, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, especially in the Black community, for those who may not know, in the Black community, it's a love-hate kind of relationship. And there's he speaks to a very specific group of people within the genre of Blackness.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's about as close to reality as I can say it.
Okay.
Well, anyways, because of those critiques, he's come under fire regarding, you know, how far he takes it. And within the past few years, Tyler Perry has really stepped up and leaned into it, right?
Okay.
There was a project that we really enjoyed by Kenya Barris on Netflix where he talks about, the guy that he's the creator of Blackish, and we watched it. I forgot the name. It's called, he did Grownish, he did Blackish. He's the creator of it.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of the show that he did.
Me neither, but it has to do with his family. It's
Yeah.
But I can't think of the name.
Black folks. I can't think of the name of it.
Okay.
Well, anyways, I'm sure you'll remind me in the comments. Well, anyways, there's a scene within that series where they have all these Black creators come in and they talk about, loosely about Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Right. And you have Tyler Perry actually shows up on there, and he's pretty much leans into it and addresses some of the issues. He's leaned into it in a bunch of different ways as well. So to me, this seems like an obvious critique of Tyler Perry.
Okay.
And the stuff that he brings in Tyler Perry's culture of contents even shot on his stage. So it's like him kind of leaning into the criticism again, which is interesting, right? Because on one end, you see this weird thing regarding the culture and set culture, regarding how content on television is created, and how it affects the people that create it, and then also how it affects the people that watch it. And it's kind of like, to me, it feels like it's putting Tyler Perry's projects under the spotlight, but they're actively doing this at his studio in real time, in the real world. So that's fascinating.
Well, I think it's one of those things where I don't know if maybe he considers any press good press. You know what I mean? Like, because you know how some people will do things so that it sparks conversation.
Yes.
And obviously, any conversation, you're probably going to check out his stuff, right? To see like what it is that people are talking about.
I agree with that.
So, in my opinion, it's possible that he does that because people are going to watch his stuff, and he knows that not everybody is going to appreciate what you do. Not every, as an artist, it's all about it. Everybody has their own perception, their own perspective of what you're doing. There are people that like what you do. There are people that don't like what you do. Same thing with Atlanta and Donald Glover.
Yeah.
There are some people probably that like what he does, and other people that are like,
he's very polarizing.
Yeah, and very controversial in a way, right?
Yeah.
His content. So I think them coming together, if he had any say in this, and if this is really his set and all of that, I think it's interesting because the dialogue that's going to come from this is going to be amazing. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be both sides, or even 3-4 different sides of what this is, right? And what it looks like and what it means for our community.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'm co-signing on all of that. And just for a heads up, Kenya Barris wrote Black as Fuck, Black AF. That's the show in reference that I was thinking about on Netflix. It does bring up some interesting conversations because it does seem like. The movie television industry is a monster into itself, and it kind of like it'll eat its own young. It'll feast on anything in order to just keep pumping out content.
Yeah, money and content.
And the thing is that a lot of times we have been, as far as Black culture is concerned, we have been the thing to be devoured by it without any say. So. On how that goes down. But as more Black content creators are becoming more empowered and finding their own platforms and dictating how they want their art to be spread, you would think that freedom would kind of like right the wrongs of somebody else devouring our content and our spirit and our culture and all of that. But we end up, I think what this may be saying is that we end up becoming the monster again.
Oh yeah.
As it's growing. Like, even though the studio is Black owned, the content is Black created and stuff, it's like he said, it's like, this is my baby that I've made, and I'm pretty much going to keep it alive, regardless of whatever it is.
Yeah. That anybody thinks or does or says or anything.
Right. So we end up creating a whole brand new monster that just happens to be, created and run by people of color. But the I guess the outcome is still kind of like the same. We're still devouring ourselves.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same. I mean, you're talking about a crack sandwich. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So. But here's the thing, and I think it's interesting that they made it Van and Lottie, the little girl, because if it were just Van, it would be a different conversation. So I think, it's important as parents to have the conversation about things that our children are watching, things that people are watching in general, not even with just children, how we have conversation about, things and our perspective and our take on certain things, and if it maybe is or is not detrimental to ourselves and our culture, our families, our communities, things like that. So I love that it was Lottie and Van, because Van had the conversation at the end. I want you to be able to understand what it is that you're doing, how you're portraying yourself, how others are going to view you. Not that that's like the end all, how others view you, but what you stand for and who you are, and you want to make sure that you're portraying yourself in a way that you want to.
Right. Yeah, and the irony in all of that is that she's saying it in a costume that she wouldn't necessarily wear, as far as what we've seen previously on these episodes. So it's a bit of a contradiction, right?
Yeah.
It's like she's thinking short term. She's like, well, it's just this thing that I'm going to do,
get some money.
It's still a bit of a thumb in the eye to the culture if the culture is being formed from a negative space, right?
Yeah.
So be it short term or long term, with the 6-year deal that the man, Mr. Chocolate, offered, it's still damage. So for her to sit there and be like, you shouldn't be doing this thing while she's wearing this getup was just comical in itself. And I think that her not taking the costume off was really poignant, because in this in this show, we don't really see this actress that dressed like that. You know, she's dressed in a totally different way. But she's portraying something that isn't real throughout this entire thing while she's trying to right these wrongs. That's just well done.
Yeah, and it's just fascinating to me, like when she does meet Mr. Chocolate and he plays back her day.
Yeah,
he was like, "Look at you're a single mother. You have, you're dating this formerly incarcerated man, or you have the Christian grandmother who's carrying a gun." So it's fascinating to me because he's like, some of these things are very real life to our community, very actual events that go on. It's just how it's portrayed. That's very can be somewhat harmful, or we view it as harmful, even though it's very accurate to a lot of our day-to-day lives, right?
I completely agree with that. And and I'm proud of Donald Glover for kind of like leaning into this, because we do have creators that I adore. I'm a huge fan of Issa Rae. I respect Kenya Barris and his projects with the Grownish projects. I may not be the hugest Tyler Perry fan, but I respect his hustle, But all of these people that are cranking out this content, including Donald Glover, they are pitching to the masses what many believe to be a social truth when it's still a work of fiction. As much as I love these projects, that is not a true blown 100% representation of the culture as a whole. It's just a fragment of the culture seen from somebody else's perspective, artistic perspective, and then we enjoy it. So we do have to be careful with that. And I'm glad that they're kind of like, just because as they're walking into the studio, we get to see all of the poster boards of all the previous projects, and some of them are just are over the top. Is it fun to watch and be entertained by this? Yeah, but is it our absolute truth? Hell no.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing about art in general. Like I know I keep coming back to that, but our culture and our how we're portrayed, we're so varied that there's no one perspective or one movie, one series that's gonna have that's gonna encompass all of us, all of our community. Facts. Everything that we go through, been through, will go through, have gone through, etc. Exactly. So I think if people keep that in mind, you don't have to watch it. Let's just be real. You don't have to watch what you don't want to watch, right? Or you can have conversations about it, or you can say, this is my perspective on it, right? So just keep in mind though that it's not everybody's perspective on it's one small perspective on one small part of our community.
Yes, and seen through a very biased lens of art.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
So there was something that I thought was really interesting, and that is the people that were running the stage and how proud of they were to win these awards, and they were BET awards
and
NAACP awards and stuff, and so. It seemed like it was a bit of a shot because Van kind of dismisses it as it's one of those kind of awards, but then the conversation comes back from the woman on the cart, and the guy that's on the side of it is they're looking at her as if was that not good enough?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting conversation, because there is something to having these white awards like Emmys and Grammys and Oscars and all of that validates your work, even though it comes from people who don't really give a damn about you or your culture. And then there's the other side of that, where there are these communities who we think support the culture, be it BET or the NAACP or however it is that you vary it, and we fight and vouch for those awards, but then yet on the flip side of that may not take it as seriously as its white counterparts. So it brought that question into the scene. I don't know what the right or wrong answer of that is, but I do enjoy the dialogue that makes you think regarding what is considered a good and respectable project based off of the awards.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. And even he said, in that same conversation, he was like, "Oh, well, I vote for everybody black." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
and I've said that a million times.
Yeah. Well, and
but then they threw out even OJ?
Yeah. And they were like, yeah. They were like, yeah, he is black. So yeah, I mean, it just is so fascinating, and I feel like I'm at that point again where there's so many different things that happened that we're probably missing 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
And but another interesting thing though, when they were in the office of Tyler Perry's office.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
excuse
just-
me,
yeah.
Mr. Chocolate.
Mr.
Please forgive
Chocolate.
me. It is not Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
It is Mr. Chocolate, a representation of something, right?
Yeah, I think Tyler Perry is just an easy way to associate.
But Mr.
ahead.
Chocolate,
Right.
his eating the grits out of the out of the cup. In his whole setup where it had the fridge and the little part, it reminded me of D'Angelo's office or his little
nice.
area.
Yeah.
And him eating the fried chicken skin sandwich. So you got the grits and the chicken and grits and chicken grit, in the refrigerator. It just reminded me of the same similar setup. So it just was fascinating.
There's a cool thing how they integrate food into Atlanta. You had everything from the one episode when they had the lemon pepper wings and it was glowing. You had the episode where it was the fried hands. Now we got the chicken sandwich chicken skin sandwich, and now we got the grits in the cup
and the crack sandwich.
Yeah, the crack sandwich. So they do some interesting things with food in all of this. Let me ask you a question regarding the loss of innocence. Right, I feel like Van is the culture trying to keep the innocence of the culture from being swept away. Right,
agree, yeah.
and she's trying to find her daughter who is our innocence as the culture. Is that a hit or a miss regarding like that thought process?
No, I think that's a hit because, like I had mentioned before when she's having the conversation with her at the end, I feel like it is trying to hold on to our innocence and our accurate portrayal, whatever that looks like, right? Because there's, like I said, there's so many different facets of our community. But it is trying to hold on to that and what is the pure and innocence of us, right? But it's fascinating that they did the grits because we're talking about Al Green, which is again back to music.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like there's still, even though this is about acting and the that side of the artistic expression, but they also still threw it back to Al Green, who's with the grits and the hot grits and all this. So but the innocence of it, the purity of it is what we're trying to hold on to.
Yeah, and for those who don't know the reference of the Al Green reference, Al Green is an R&B singer, crooner who was beloved, and he was cheating on his significant other. I don't know if they were married or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But she got him back by throwing hot grits on his face while he was asleep, and it was enough for him to actually. I think he found God. I think he found as a result of it. He stopped singing such provocative type stuff. It was like the grits were needed in order for him to change his ways. So
rock bottom.
Yeah. So they threw that in there. I guess one more small thing. One of the things that I really enjoyed is that as he's creating, Mr. Chocolate is creating these scripts. He's combined the creativity of the words being put on the page with the sound of a piano, and as he's typing this out, it sounds like absolute chaos. I thought that was pretty poignant. And then he said something to the fact that he had this particular piano / typewriter created by Steve Jobs.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was I can't figure out how to connect the dots.
We probably will at a later time, but just initially, it's not registering for me either. But
yeah. And what's up with the purple berets?
The
purple berets. I'm trying to figure that out.
Berets. I always think of Black Panthers.
Right. I think of what was the name of the dance troupe that was with Public Enemy that used to always break it down.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
I thought about that for like high school. I don't think that connects by no means.
There's so many different. Yeah, and the funny thing is, first thing I thought about was Green Berets because when we first saw it, it was downstairs with the armed guys at the thing. But then they're purple, so I don't know. There's a reason, as we know, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'm sure it'll come to us at a later time.
Okay, and what about the ownership of Donald Glover actually playing, the man behind the curtain?
Oh, I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. It's like him like owning it up to himself because he as he participates actively in what we were talking about the portraying the culture through the lens of creativity through a biased person. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do think it's brilliant. Whatever the reason is, it's a brilliant reason. I just don't know what it is at this moment.
I swear. Sometimes I wish we had a recap of the episode so that we can kind of like break down everything.
Right.
There is so much stuff to break down with this. Please, by all means, leave those comments and tell us where we missed. Tell us where we got right. Tell us what you're feeling and what you're not. All of that good stuff. But of course, obviously, please play nice.
Please play nicely.
Hey, if you want a deeper understanding and of this beautiful woman sitting here right beside me, please check out her YouTube page as well.
Snooty Vegans, Lock Lifestyle, about 5 months in, lifestyle journey, lots of fun, vegan lifestyle, life as I know it. Link in the description.
Yeah, it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscription button because you see we just chop it up over projects that we really enjoy. And of course, give us those thumbs up because that's how the people know you're digging what we giving you. I know I say it a lot. All right, with that being said, we out of here.